Oh, welcome back to Stasis. It's going to show up on the screen. It is. There it is. Beautiful. Last we left off, we... what did we do? We removed the chip in our spine. We... freed some guy from his stasis pod, which he went absolutely crazy and then died. And then there was oh, my throat. We blew up some sewers or some waste disposal, and then there was celery, and that's kind of where I left off. At all this celery. What do we have on us as items? An empty pistol and the dart tag that we just pulled out of our own spine. The vines may attempt to redecorate the elevator before too long. Okay, so we've got vines out there, we've got a doorway there, and another one there. Well, we'll head up this way then.
This is ridiculous. How did it grow this world in a few months?
Hydroponics, baby. Really powerful. Okay, we've got cracked glass.
These plants can naturally develop this fast.
Kane developed the technology to accelerate plant growth. Oxygen is big business.
I guess that makes sense, you know, in space where there's no oxygen. The vaporizer lies broken beyond repair, wrapped in vines. Vaporizer pad. This is an evaluation platform for specimens and samples to be inserted into glass chambers. And the glass is cracked. Computer terminal is usable. Desk. Small work desk. Another computer terminal. Overgrowth. The vines have covered many of the laboratory's surfaces. In some areas, the wall and floor can't be seen hidden behind the tangled weave. And there's a corpse over here. KT Yamata, Civilian Liaison, Security Level 1. Alright, let's see if we can use these computer terminals at all. Report. The vaporizer, the perfected Mark V model of the Kane Corporation Trans-State Modifier. Using advanced and unique molecularization technology, the vaporizer has the ability to shift a targeted substance between gas, liquid and solid states, without any of the structural breakdowns seen in objects shifted between states on a regular basis. The Mark V is the latest model, but it hasn't yet been rolled into mass production because of the current difficulty in fueling the vaporizer with resources on board the Groom Lake. Recent experiments undertaken were more than satisfactory, and it passed the Kane safety and security test with no adverse effects causing harm to the user observed. It has been graded level 4 because of the specific nature of its technology and the limited quantity of existing vaporizers. During an experiment recently carried out on the royal jelly produced by hydroponics, Dr. Gray and other observers commented on the remarkable speed at which the jelly was transformed into a gas, thus placating their insect population.
Vaporizer chamber compromised. Chamber is not airtight.
Okay, so we need to close the chamber for something if we want to vaporize it. Ooh, metal plaque. Polished metal plaque is engraved with the slogan "Gardening, just another day at the plant." That's some live, laugh, love stuff right there. Alright, we've got this computer terminal. Dr. Sebastian Gray. Finally, we have more room for the Linnesy Harvey strain, which I've been working so hard on. It's days like this that humanity truly proves why it crawled out of the ocean before any other. My section has been expanded. I have more staff, true, but they are drones and have little other function. Now we can expand the research potential of Project Kitchen Knife and see what else the plants can yield. The oxygen production rate is quite unlike anything my initial predictions could have predicted. Last year, it became the worst kept secret on the Groom Lake, and all of a sudden I had more interns than I could comfortably employ. Their only function is to stumble about the place and ask troublesome questions that I have little time to answer. If only our world was more like that of the insects. I have plenty of workers and drones, but none of the unwavering loyalty. Bees work, and faith in their queen is unquestioning and constant. That kind of loyalty is beyond price. These interns of mine have their uses, I suppose. We always need volunteers willing to get close to the queen. Am I surrounded by incompetence? One of those imbecilic interns got too close to the queen and she showed him her affection. Quite amusing, though not to him. This means that I must attend another accident debriefing with the board. Although Dr. Milan does love to test me. I see him up on the hearing bench and he grins at me with that supercilious look he has perfected over the years. I suppose that I have him to thank for my current position. It was his recommendation to the board that made them hire me in the first place. Still, I believe he has come to enjoy these little power plays. He does so like to keep me under his heel. That, my dear doctor, is only a temporary situation. Once this project is complete, the chess games that we play so often will no longer be our only battleground. Regarding the project, some of the bug eggs failed to hatch properly. I suspect this is why the queen was more aggressive than usual. There are more than enough drones to continue the collection work. Their unique chemical properties are doing wonders for the plants, although I'm running short of interns prepared to work in close proximity to them since the last incident. The worker I appreciate the most is Akiza. I was astonished to discover that she is related to the legendary Dr. Tenshu of the eugenics wars. I did consider mentioning it to her, but I sense she is oddly ashamed to have him as her ancestor. If it wasn't for men like him, our profession would be a hollow shell of what it is now. Then again, if it wasn't for him, genetic research wouldn't have been put back by several generations, now would it? The ethical quandaries we face as men of science. I'm just going to adjust my microphone just a little. That's not what I'm after. Where is it? Properties. Yeah, I think that's what it used to be on. I feel like that's the right levels for it. Or at the very least for my voice. Especially when it's tired and it doesn't work properly. The insects are restless. They rumble in their apiaries and more aggressive than usual. My personal deduction is that the presence of the marine thugs aboard the ship are the cause. Armed guards all over the place. I was stopped by one the other day and asked my reasons for going into hydroponics. Well, after explaining I was the head of the damn project, I had the guard removed from his post and then the ship. This is insanity. How am I expected to progress with these thugs around? I recall complaining about the intuition of interns. If only they were still here now. Both Ivan and Theodora disappeared from their rooms last night, and I've had to speak to security about their whereabouts. They were Akiza's assistants, and now the production of the Queen's Royal Jelly has slowed exponentially. It's been a huge blow, but a rather extraordinary anomaly has appeared in our growth pods, a hitherto undiscovered strain of fungus. Its origin is something of a mystery to me. These fungal growths fascinate. At first I thought it was common garden variety mold, but after a substantial analysis performed by Akiza, it seems to harbour neuron activity. That is to say, it seems to exhibit rudimentary signs of intelligence. I forgot they still played stuff over the speakers. We've certainly created some unusual species on this deck, but the idea of having a quasi-intelligent fungus growing and evolving of its own volition is exciting and frankly frightening. I've asked Akiza and the remnants of her team to cultivate it, but exhibit caution where it is spread. I was asked by one of Dr. Milan's assistants if the fungal substance discovered growing in the bowels of the ship had anything to do with us. I lied, of course, but this is becoming alarming. Our experiments flourished at first. We may have lost more staff recently, but our experiments have been very fruitful indeed. Confidentially, the properties of the fungus is both extraordinary and terrifying. It has the remarkable ability to take control of a living subject's central nervous system and hypothalamus, as observed in the monkey we used for testing. The monkey shrieked and thrashed in rage for the first few days after it was exposed, and then it became quiet, observant, and uncannily intelligent. It's certainly aggressive, but then again, which viruses aren't? So, did the mold get into the human soup? And that's why we have so many quasi-human things crawling around? No, we've officially lost control of the deck. Eden now truly belongs to the beasts. We've seen strange things. I watched as fungus took control of the deck as it spread through the staff, and much to my shame, I watched their deaths and examined their bodies. Nobody can cross the pods because the bugs are so aggressive that when Solomon went through in a rad suit, they ripped it from his body and stung him to death. It took mere moments. Still, I live in the hope that the insects will remember me, their creator, and perhaps see me as one of their own. Alright, emails. This is from Akisha. Dr. Gray, I do not wish to seem unprofessional or impolite, but I would ask that you not press me on the subject of my ancestry any further. I was nearly refused entry to medical school on the basis of my family's background, and the torment I suffered at the hands of my school peers regarding my great-great-uncle was unbearable. I am fully aware of his actions and have seen countless photographs and documents of the consequences of his work. I took this position to change our world for the better, not to be reminded of the skeletons in my family's closet. I've enjoyed our working relationship thus far, Dr. Gray, but I'd prefer my family history no longer be a topic of our conversations. Thank you for understanding. Akiza. Dr. Gray, I enjoyed our meal yesterday. It was refreshing to hear a man so outspoken on the ship. I appreciate your candor, and I do agree that perhaps it's time the board was shaken up a little. Although this is merely an observation rather than an action plan, I think the top leadership needs some new blood. I would second you if you decide to take the challenge yourself. Your impeccable scientific pedigree more than qualifies you. By the way, did you know where they were keeping that new cargo? It seems rather like a waste of resources. They won't even tell us where it is. Regards, Dr. Way. She really did bring it up. Ooh, your great-great-uncle was a mad scientist during the so-called eugenics war. Let's see. Edwin Tiong, civilian, security level 0. What the fuck?
Fucking kidding me.
What?
loose.
Oh man, I don't care.
How big is it?
Happy. Okay. Tree. A tall, strangely shaped tree grows out of a housing space in the floor. Milk from the creature is being fed into the tree by a pair of tubes. Amber trickles from the tree, but most of it has hardened into an incredibly tough compound. Milk cables. You know, when I made the tweet for the stream about human soup and then like minced people and celery, I didn't expect the next thing to be milk. The tree is being pierced in various spots by these two tubes as you watch milk travel sluggishly through them and into the tree. Computer terminal. Milk processor. Queen insect. It's difficult to grasp the size and form of this insect creature. Udder-like protuberances spout from its bulbous abdomen, while the pincers stab the ear. Alright, let's look at the computer first before we touch anything on this. Hydroponics. Queen chamber. Okay, so we can activate the suction pumps, we have reports. And this is the queen's life cycle. Monday, healthy, docile, responsive to stimuli, milking as normal. Tuesday, no activity. Wednesday, healthy, heightened aggression, recommended milking, with only experienced staffed. Thursday, no activity. Friday, healthy, highly aggressive, 3 personnel wounded in milking. Saturday, healthy, quiet, unusual brooding behaviour, milking normal. Sunday, healthy, aggressive, 1 fatality via venom pouches. Okay, we've milked it. We now have a bottle of milk. And I imagine she's not particularly happy anymore. Nope, still happy. Large swollen. A mottled abdomen, swollen egg sac, or plump milk gland. Possibly all 3. I don't suppose I can like... Listen, before we get stabbed, let's just make a save. Before I try and pat this bug. Give it a good head pat and go, oh, who's a good girl? What the fuck am I doing? Am I pulling the pincer off? The fuck is my problem?
That was too close.
Queen pincer. John, what the fuck? Did I accidentally time that perfectly or something? Try it again. Yeah, shocking. Amazing. That's what I expected to happen the first time. Alright, let's reload. I'm sorry, bug. Alright, let's check out what this other laboratory is doing. I can't see anything. Right, okay, we can't get past the bugs. Chris Rogers, helmsman, security level 1. Oxygen collection tank and an oxygen collection tank. A soft mechanical inhalation sound is audible here while the tank collects oxygen produced by the room's abundant plant life. I'm glad that's still running. This fan's constant spinning sends a heady blend of botanical scents through the room. So that's the guy who tried to run through and got his suit ripped off him. Okay, let's see what the oxygen collection tank does.
Oxygen levels increasing.
Okay. The observation point towers above the growth pods, providing an incredible view of the lush Eden below. What else do we have? This tree is a perfect example of a species that has been gene-tailored for generations. It's grown perfectly in hydroponic environments on vessels, lunar stations and asteroid mining settlements. Okay, so we can't undo that oxygen tank, which is fine. Charles Young, security, and Jim Taylor, also security. Don't think I can activate this one without hitting the bugs, but yeah, okay, they all came after me. Ooh, oh no, another horrible, horrible death. Okay, so there's not a whole lot I can do in that room. Do I have the leg and the milk? I do. Alright, let's see if we can't steal this up.
That's just crazy. Although,
Yep, okay. Now we rub things against things.
this isn't going to work.
Does the milk go on the pad? It does. Okay. But we can't start this, right? Because...
Vaporizer chamber compromised.
Yes.
Chamber is not yet.
Broken vaporizer, broken vaporizer. So it's the glass we need to like seal up with something. Is there anything on this computer terminal, or is it just a diary? It was. Locked door.
Another locked door.
No way through, buddy? No.
Kane Corporation is watching you. We care.
Okay, so we want to vaporize the milk for something. Whether or not it calms the bugs down, if sprayed around them. Hey bug. What about the ember? Okay. Pierced amber. Okay, we got tree sap. Guess we can cover the broken glass with that.
Maybe? No.
Aha, it'll plaque with sap. Now seal it. Bam! Flex tape. Now vaporize that milk. So we now have gaseous milk. Vaporized queen pheromone. Okay, so I'll have to put that... This is a weird loading screen, honestly. There we go.
Oxygen levels increasing.
So if that blows air that way, then we mix the pheromones in.
No, that won't work.
What if we throw it into the fan? Yeah.
I hate bugs.
Oh, they hate it. Alright, very good. Okay, let's set this one off too.
1. Oxygen levels increasing to dangerous levels.
Dangerous levels. Interesting. A growth agent has spurred this section of the vine to flourish. It is now half as thick as the hatch you entered through. Flora head grew steadily, wrapping its limbs around the catwalk slowly but inexorably. The flora pulled at the metallic structure until it collapsed. And there's a vine stretched across. Okay.
It's beautiful.
The oxygen garden's my favourite part of any ship. Green, full, natural.
Okay, let's see, what do we got? Another fan, water collection pool, corpse, Marcos Valdez III, training academy personnel, body engulfed in vines. The vines around this body, or surround this body so completely that you're surprised when you notice it still draws breath. Unconscious, the soul must have been resting here for a while, unless the vines grew incredibly quickly. Plants. Verdant plant life covers nearby every surface in the room. Donald Fryer, Groom Lake Com, security level 1. Bridge and observation platform Alright, let's check the body. What did we get? What's this? An emergency flare. Okay, so we've got a room full of oxygen. A emergency flare. I see what I'm cooking. Possibly myself. Flank flurry, bartender, security level 0. Can we get through here? Oh, we can.
Oh, God.
Ah, smells bad, does it? Stagnant water collection pool. Algae has left scum over the surface of the water of this stagnant pool. Once again, another fan. Thick organic growth. The growth twists upwards like a horned blemish bursting forth from skin. Its surface is firm but porous, different from the vines and trees surrounding it. Eleanor Way, who appears to be still alive. Grayson Windle, cook, security level 0. Ingo Godell, nurse, general science division, level security 1. Like the millions of silky steel wires in a suspension cable, the vines here have braided themselves so densely that the corridor is completely blocked. Ah, a PDA. The Lord is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and great in loving kindness. The Lord is good to all. I simply wish his kindness had extended to Chelsea. The galley chef told me that a few of the other crew members are uncomfortable with having an ARG patient on staff. I asked if her work was in any way below standard, at which point he grew uncomfortable and admittedly exactly as I thought. No, she was a superb worker, but his team were uncomfortable with her anyway. Being a geneticist and a Christian may appear contradictory to most, but that is their burden, not mine. I believe in grace and mercy. It wasn't Chelsea's fault she was born an ARG baby. James, my ex-husband, blamed me. James wanted her terminated, and when I refused, he packed up and left. That suits me. I'd rather be without an unloving husband and father than without my beautiful child. And she is beautiful, a gift from God, and for a ship full of the most supposedly forward-thinking people in the galaxy, their aversion to her condition repulses me. Tolerance and patience are virtues, greatly praised by the Lord, but aboard the Groom Lake I find my stores of both of these virtues sorely tested. I discovered through one of my subordinates that a new shipment arrived on board a few days ago, destined for Project Seed. My disapproval of the dangers of Seed are no secret, considering the size of the shipment and the clear attempt to cut me out of the loop regarding the delivery. I suspect some of my colleagues are trying to mask the precise nature of what it is that has arrived. If it is as I suspect, there will be no, and I mean no, links I will not go to in order to depose Dr. Milan. I'm going to drink this coffee before it gets too cold. Delicious. Kane Corporation is a company for the promotion of the sciences, not for the sinister schemes and unprincipled ambitions of individuals. I have moral issues with Kane and their weapons research. Test my faith, but Kane's medical breakthroughs have changed the world, and my world too. Because of Kane-created research, that Chelsea has been even alive. This is why I do what I do. I work in genetics to find cures for my dearest Chelsea, and others like her, not for money. My job to put things right for her. I had lunch with Dr. Gray this afternoon. He is an odious little man and utterly misanthropic. But if you need somebody to talk to about Project Seed, then there are a few people who give up information more easily. His ego easily outweighs his sense of confidentiality. Project leaders and project members are not allowed to discuss details of individual projects, but he can't resist himself. Nevertheless, he revealed disturbing details. Aware of our sample origins. We need human genetic material in order to develop cures for human beings. It's a hard truth, but there's paperwork, permission forms, and contracts that create this supply. That shipment has none of those things. They're children, oh God, in all your great mercy, how could you let Milan, that unholy monster, do this? It's taken months, but I finally found a young cargo worker named Danica Boxer. She was referred to me by Dr. Tenshu, such a sweet girl. It seems the cargo was a combination of adults and children, all of whom were acquired through illegal channels for use in genetic research. I did not agree to this. I'll leave this place and take Chelsea with me before I spend one more minute working for a company that endorses the use of children in research. There are not enough words to describe the soulless creatures that did this. Revenge? I don't believe in revenge. Beloved, never avenge yourself. But leave it to the wrath of God, for it is written, Vengeance is mine, and I will repay, says the Lord. Where is she? The creatures are attacking in full force. The screams are over the radio. They're dying. They're all dying. I hear them scuttle through the vents, see the blood they spill and spray over the walls. Chelsea, Chelsea, oh God, please bring her to me. I'm trapped in hydroponics. Please let my little girl find me. Voice note. I can see Chelsea inches from me, lifeless. I contemplated taking my own life as she died just before my eyes when those creatures attacked. The crew sealed off parts of the ship and I was left trapped in hydroponics. That fungus got to me, and now it's inside, profaning my body. Its nerves wrapped around my cerebral cortex. I can feel it move. I try to move my arms, but it won't let me. It's making me watch the fungus consume my baby girl. I must watch and pray for the end to come, so then it does not depend on the man who wills or the man who runs, but on God who has mercy. Emails. Dr. Ware, your comments are most flattering. I suspect, however, that a promotion isn't forthcoming because of the lack of attention paid to our section. Ignorance is frustrating. Our lack of understanding of what takes place at the top of this food chain is a great irritation to me. You do seem to be pushing relentlessly for information about this cargo, though, and I'm somewhat uncomfortable discussing it any further. I fear I may have already said too much. For the sake of your career, my dear, I suggest you discontinuing your pursuit. You're a fine geneticist and are clearly one of the most talented people on this ship. Don't let that go to waste. Sebastian. Dr. Way, I know you're a spiritual woman and at times receive a great deal of criticism for this, but I feel I can speak to nobody else. I'm well known for my positivity and cheerfulness, and I believe I've earned my nickname, Dr. Gray's Smile. I am haunted by what I'm hearing on this ship, and I wonder if it's merely induced by my own fears. Oh, to hell with it, I'll ask you straight out. Do you believe in ghosts? You may think I'm being ridiculous or delusional, but I can hear things. Children crying deep in the bowels of the ship. I work many late nights, and I'm convinced I can hear crying through the vents. Where are these sounds coming from? I did hear rumours that before the Groom Lake was refitted, a group of children were brought on board and their quarters were on this deck. There was a malfunction with the heating units and, well, they all died. I don't want to seem like I'm wasting your time, but I enjoyed our talk yesterday and your open-mindedness about matters of the soul. Kind regards, Akiza. Oof. Rough. Hey, Eleanor. How you doing?
I could get you out. I could cut you free.
There's no saving that, John. She is encrusted with fungus and vines, a human nerve center for the twisting growths around her. Appalling. She is still alive. Alright. Let's blow this place to Kingdom Come. Body engulfed in vines. Corpse. I think there's anything else around here. What if we just turn the oxygen way the fuck up?
Oxygen levels pose the fire hazard.
Good.
2 sectors been notified.
Alright. Shit. Clicked out. Thanks for having the icon right in the bottom corner. Game.
I can't see it working like that.
Okay, how do you want me to do this then?
I think that would break.
It probably would. In fact, it probably should. Actually, if we cause a giant fireball, perhaps we can jump into the water. We can't combine these two.
These don't go well together.
You sure?
I think that'll just break it.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Now we just gotta figure out how they want us to start the fire.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you end this. But you need to help me first. I don't need you to leave. I need you to crack this flare. The oxygen will ignite. Then you will die.
Aww. This poor lady. Okay, and we just book it. That's the most action movie thing that's happened.
Temperature is detected. Plug suit has regulated body temperature to benchmark level.
The fire systems just went haywire over here, John.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
What did you do?
Explosion.
Cleared the vines.
With a flamethrower?
Worse.
Something like that.
Fire in Oxygen Gardens 1, 3, 5, 6, 9. Oxygen Gardens 2, 7, 8. Fire suppression system activated. Warning.
Oh, I don't know why they got me so hard with the yeah, we missed it the first time.
Production has been compromised. Are the biomes still intact? Oh God, please don't say burn them out.
Just the one on this level.
It's cause a chain reaction, John. They're all going up. There's a time limit now. Hours at most.
Get my daughter right now.
Alright, into the elevator then. Nice. Good. The elevator works again. It's fine. There's only like little 3 people on the ship now anyway. Oh, he's so mad. I forgot about him.
Mr. Manager, I'm gonna make sure you burn for what you and your friends have done to me. To my own!
No, please. I have nothing to do with this.
You won't get much further. Goodbye.
Where is she, Tia? Where is Rebecca?
She's in the containment area at the other end of Seed.
Alright. I'm just going to take a quick leak. I'll be back in just a moment. feel like that was the happiest face my AFK has ever shown. Alright, back to stasis. What have we got over here? A high voltage wireless power pad provides a portable energy source for engineers and mechanics. Cool. A toolbox. What's in the toolbox?
Looks like this place is being expanded.
The scene was always expanding. That place scares me.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Alright. What did we get from the toolbox? Wrong button. This thing. High temperature slug gun. Okay. Work lights. Yep, it's a floodlight. Do I need to charge
Maybe
it?
if it...
No. Okay.
No, that won't work.
Okay, but it's a high voltage area that we should be able to clip something onto later. You can hear like stuff moving around. Closed power cell housing. Scaffolding. Large metal scaffold spans the room's width. And some construction plastic. So our one door is here from the looks of it. What's in this? Oh, this is something. There's Omega written on it. Omega and a lock. Okay.
Warning. Halo thing herpetotoxicity is at an elevated level.
It just turned around and shot me? Okay. That is fine. I'm okay with that.
Warning. Halo thing herpetotoxicity is at an elevated level.
Okay, so let's just if I hang out in here, will it turn and shoot me? No, it won't. Okay, so we have the mutagen laboratory and the birthing lab. We have an airlock and something. Alright, birthing lab it is.
The words.
Oh, cool.
What do you see?
What kind of a monster would do this? These women, these poor women. This is torture. This is...
Science.
Isn't this what they do in Death Stranding? Right, it's how the BBs come out. Honestly wouldn't know. I haven't played it. I don't plan on playing it. Seated in the chair is a woman in her mid-30s, head shaved and limbs atrophied. Tumulescent in pregnancy, she's connected to a machine that feeds and sedates her. Bloated fetus. The thing inside the incubator is anathema to nature. The poor creature should not exist, and what life it shows is reluctant and painful. Okay, there's a computer screen there. You remember seeing Renaissance era pictures of nuns in Holy Communion, their eyes rolled back, bodies contorted in ecstatic agony. There's a hint of that expression across this unconscious woman's face. She's trying to communicate, but her words are little more than slurred vowels. Her throat is dry and she is clearly extremely weak. Nutrient tubes. Tubes convey the nutrient mixture from the machines connected to the woman over to the brood against the wall. Hybrid fetus. The fluid sacs rock gently to and fro, containing neither a human nor animal, but a medical marvel nonetheless. An awful, engorged placenta hangs like ripened fruit. The horror of this enlarged fetus sac is matched only by the horror within its fleshy walls. The sac of organic matter sways peacefully in its slumber, punctuated by a pulsating movement from within. There is a calmness about the suspended womb, but the pungent smell of anemonic fluid makes prolonged observation unbearable. An organic pulsating fluid sac holds the fetus, an external placenta. There is something noticeably peculiar about this artificial placenta. On closer inspection, there are tiny ragged apertures across its surface, almost as if it's being eaten from within. Power cell. A lithium-ion power cell provides high-density energy storage and remote wireless charging. Okay.
It doesn't work like that.
Are you sure? Literally just anything. To like put these women out of their misery. Oh, portable defibrillator. Defibrillator.
A defibrillator. And it looks like it's fully charged.
Alright, let's check the computer then. Project Seed, revised version 6. Update by Dr. G. Milan, Kane Corporation, all rights reserved. For the eyes of Kane Board of Directors only. Seed is an attempt to create the ultimate super soldier, of course it is, in simple terms activating junk strands of human DNA. Over the years, the human genome has shed or made dormant certain strands of its own DNA sequence, for various evolutionary reasons. Professor Salam Garand observed that certain dormant parts of these genes were not so much junk as they were potential, that is, genetic information contained and completely sublimated by a dominant gene. Professor Garand engineered an early life form based on this original theory by introducing these identified genetic strands in early stages of embryo formation. The initial concept was intriguing, but his ultimate result was a group of uncontrollable animalistic creatures. Version 6 of this proposal is to update these same dormant genes into the human makeup by use of genetic splicing, thereby introducing desirable physical and mental characteristics over a generation to produce fast-learning, hard-to-kill and utterly ruthless soldiers. I wonder what happened with versions 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Observation Report number 1 by C. Williams. Vital signs are steady. Certain hormonal levels are extremely high, but I'm countering this with the judicious administration of depressants in such case. Survival chance is very high. She is young, healthy, and there are no signs of any infections or complications capable of disrupting the birth. Recommendations: keep under observation, prepare for phase 1 treatment. Observation Report number 2 by C. Backman. The subject, despite her promising early progress, appears to be failing. Supposition is that she cannot withstand the foreign genetic structure that is being fused into her body. Typical signs of rejection are being displayed. Recommendations: observe for an additional 24 hours. If there are no signs of improvement, then termination and disposal of the patient is recommended. Observation Report number 3 by Dr. C. Backman. The subject is progressing well as being aesthetically attractive. Nice, thanks, guy. She has all the other genetic traits required. Initial concerns about her suitability, voiced by Dr. Milan chiefly due to the number of her sexual partners, has been proven unfounded. She will be a perfect carrier. The hybrid DNA is fusing to my satisfaction. Apart from a small amount of pain, her body appears to be coping with the adjustments. I have prescribed her a steady dose of anesthetic to keep her subdued and comfortable. Hybrid Subject Number 302 by Dr. G. Milan. Since delivery, hybrid subject 302 has been kept inside an incubator due to its respiratory distress. Assisted breathing is required, cardiac arrest has occurred, and the use of automated external defibrillators has been required to revive the child. Okay, that must be the one beside me. I deduce that the conditions and sickliness are due to the late molecular bonding between hybrid and host DNA in the mother. A weak nervous system is also highly likely in this case, but the subject's regenerative abilities can be stimulated with steroids. Conclusion: the child is weak but will survive. The mother is suitable for continued breeding. Awful.
I can try to make it fit, but it may break.
Okay, do we want to defib
I
this
can
one
try
to death?
make it fit, but it may break.
We don't want to like put these things out of its misery or anything.
I don't think this will fit.
Not 100% sure what the slug gun is.
This isn't going to work.
No? Okay. Well. Let's go to the mutagen laboratory. Alright, let's think this through. Machinery, this must be where diagnostics for experiments are reviewed. Human host. The human appears to be a host for the genetic hybrid growing out of it. Birth was clearly messy and painful. Pulsating mash of flesh and bone. A hideous agglomeration of flesh and bone. Limbs just haphazardly form its mass. It sports a human head that gurgles out of sync with the pulsing of its other parts. Also a PDA here. Bye, Dr. Beckman. They said I'd never make it to 60. Ha! 85, you fuckers. Old and still cooking with gas. 3 bastard kids, and I outlived them all. Okay, I can appreciate that a little. Okay, so I was young when I had them. Those girls never even knew I was their father, of course. I just switched the DNA samples so they didn't know the little shits were mine. Too old for all that. But you never completely lose your eye for the ladies. I might have false teeth, Dr. Milan, but I'm no moron. For the good of humanity, I'm a sociopath and alleged rapist of women. But your little speech to the crew was less sincere than anything I could say with a straight face. At least you know how to turn a blind eye whenever I have to get rid of troublesome subjects, right, Milan? The new gas for the chambers is working splendidly. An improved kill rate is 60% on the old formula. I watch those poor fuckers writhe and die. We have a viewing window now, so we can make sure it's done. If I were a moral man, I would call it perverse. It's lucky for Project Seed that I couldn't give a shit. I thrive when I don't have to answer to everyone with a conscience. This will not do, not at all. I need more subjects. The rejection ratio of the DNA splicing is stratospheric. So not only do I need more bodies, but I need better ones. They bring me imports and strays, but the best results are achieved with crew members. One cannot prey too often on those, of course, no matter the need. My chosen ones were always those who wouldn't be missed. The furnaces are inadequate for my disposal requirements. I'm told they're so hot that they could destroy dark matter. They seem slow to respond when burning flesh though, and the smell is hardly pleasant either. Reminds me of that injured dog I found when I was a little boy growing up in Missouri. It looked at me with a pleading look, the kind a sick patient gives a doctor they trust absolutely. Naturally, I stomped the mongrel's head. It was a mercy. There are too many in society who have similarly damaged disposition. It's a kindness to snuff out their worthless lives. I must get more pathway. That little prick De Santos is usually more than forthcoming with its ingredients, but he says his own suppliers are having problems. I know you, De Santos. I know you're not a real doctor. I know the kind. I have 5 PhDs. I can tell when men have been hired for their instincts rather than their knowledge. Meanwhile, the cutting and splicing continues. Oh, and Charlotte, we all know about your little experiment, you stupid bitch. First she kills her partner by accidentally exposing him to a lethal virus, and then she goes gaga for him. That's the sort of beautiful incompetence that slays me. I spent years perfecting the art of the kill, making a murder appear a mishap, and when she went and did it all completely by accident, what perfect nonsense. I held a subject down today and used my surgical hammer to cave in his windpipe. Then I gouged out his eyes and tried to rip his jaw from its sockets. My goodness, what an outburst. I've become careless. I need more pathway. Dr. Milan is starting to worry that my tendencies cannot be controlled. You need not worry. I'm still focused on seed. Seed is just that, a seed. But this chrysalis will soon break open and bloom. The successfully bred Homo novi wait in their containment cells, while their unsuccessful brethren reduced to a viral mulch that's already breached the containment seals of our ship grow. Its genetic makeup might be little more than trash, but it is astoundingly tenacious. I have to respect that which kills with such efficiency. I woke up in the emergency room today. Somebody found me on the stairs. I can't remember much. What I do know is both my fucking legs are up in casts. I better get comfortable because Dr. Graham says I'll be in here for at least a month. We die as the Novi cut us down. I'm not ready to be replaced by a new species. Our creations are impressive, but I don't share Milan's fanaticism for what is happening here. I must try and make sure one of the lifeboats is available for me. A shame there was not another for that delectable young thing. What was her name? Callister? I would have liked to have her around when the ship was going to hell. She's dead, however. How unfortunate. January 3rd. He lived like past Christmas, so that's different. I may be old, but I'll tear anyone who tries to stop me from leaving a part at the limbs. I've survived police investigations, court cases, vengeful spouses, and idealistic lab hands. I'll gut any shitbag trying to prevent my escape, and that includes you, Milan. I will jab out your eyeballs and eat them before I submit to you. Man, he's just violence. Complete, utter violence. Alright, what else do we have here? Conjoined twin hybrids. 2 bodies conjoined at the head share 1 brain. Doesn't seem that the brain is up to the task of coordinating movement between the 2 bodies.
How can we allow this?
This is the purpose of the group link. It's not on Earth. People can't see it, so they don't care.
But if they knew?
So what?
Alright, another power cell that we can interact with.
If they were more
Open to who? The people? Governments?
other
Podcast.
bit of humanity, I suppose.
Geez, that's really fucking confusing. Okay, so I can't do anything with this, right? I think I can just look at it, which is why I move around when I try to click on anything there. Overgrown hybrid. This appalling, distended creature appears to be a hybrid, although of what is unknown. It's not completely human, that much is absolutely certain. Large infant skeleton. This is the skeleton of what must have been a very large infant. The corpse of a creature hangs preserved. It may have been a twin. 2 heads are fused together, and a pair of spines meet. Each spine wraps around the other like a gnarled mountain range. Terminal, terminal, Terminal. Eviscerated corpse. In the aftermath of this body's evisceration, you can't tell whether its legs were removed or if it ever had any. Splayed open human body. Do medical schools ever feature bodies so grossly exhibit their internal organs? Conjoined mass. One of the failed experiments, a lump of organs held together by a wrinkled skin. Bone poked through the flesh in spots. Right, mutagen laboratory. Report by Dr. G. Milan. A highly unusual form of rejection, such as not being observed before, manifested in this hybrid. It's entirely possible that the mutagenic compounds used to synthesize the hybrid DNA was faulty in this particular instance. Usually, with any rejection, there is sign of initial bonding and then a breakdown, but in this case there were absolutely no bonding attempts whatsoever. Given the thoroughness with which we create DNA, I suspect that the centrifuge machine for this particular batch was faulty. Repair and maintenance check of the machine is ordered immediately. Recommendation: destroy what remains and also destroy the fetus. Hybrid Reject C report by Dr. C. Beckman. Subject died during birth. Can only be surmised that death was due to failing in the host, as all reports and tests leading up to the birth showed no signs of fetal defect. Upon further investigation of the woman's medical history, it was noticed that she experienced complications when giving birth to a child previously. This host would not have been used had this been highlighted. In light of her medical history, I now assume this was the cause of the fetal distress and the death of the subject. Note: host has been kept alive and has undergone one transfusion. Recommendation: revoke the host's life support order and dispose of the body with hybrid reject C. Terminal. Hybrid reject. 604. Okay, we've got a note on the side here. What's that for? We can slug gun a power cell, maybe? Pew pew pew. Smiley face? Okay. Thank you for the clue, I think. Report by Dr. C. Williams. During the autopsy of Hybrid 604, there were signs of renal failure. It appears the kidneys were unable to process the amino acids required for the breakdown of nutrients. Damage to the liver, stomach, and intestines show the same degenerative patterns. Reason: it is possible that the report of the mother giving birth 3 months prior was in error. Comment: further reports regarding the failure of mutagenic compounds will be finalized later. Okay, so it seems to have something to do with the slug gun.
No, that won't work.
Ah, there's another PDA here. Don't mind if I do. Dr. Marvin De Santos. Man, that bitch from shipping won't get off my back. You fuck a girl real good and she just comes crawling back. If she doesn't get out of my hair, I'll have her moved off the ship. Dr. Milan is a prick, but he looks after me like that. I gotta say, being on Project Seed is awesome, man. Okay, so we gotta do some pretty noxious shit, but in exchange, I get a lot of protection and an honorary title. Dr. De Santos. I like it. Dr. Milan knows about my contacts and private cargo that arrives on board. And I know he hates it, but there ain't nobody else prepared to work under Dr. Beckman. That guy is one twisted fuck, and also one of my best customers. I get imports, sure, but my own private lab is what manufactures Beckman's pathway shit. Funny, I never realized how dependent these smartasses of science are on drugs. Personally, I never touch the stuff. You gotta have your wits about you, man, especially around here. Wow, Dr. Williams, Charlotte. I never would have figured that uptight woman was a slut, but holy hell. She just gave me the ride of my fucking life. Who would have thought it? Slinky lace under that lab coat of her, and for a woman in her mid-40s, a body that makes you Want to get on your knees and howl at the moon. Against the table, pressed up against the viewport windows, on top, underneath, like a freaking rattlesnake. Of course she's Looney Tunes. Probably thinks I'm her dead husband or something. Like I care, as long as she keeps coming to me to fulfill her needs. Crazy, but smart, and she has no idea how much I know about her little project. I saw the details. People just think I'm smack-talking smartass, but I've been training on the Grim Lake since I was 16. I studied chemistry and genetics, aced all of it too. She thinks I'm too stupid to understand. Thinking I could have gotten myself in too deep here. The drug thing was fine, but this whole industrial espionage thing is kind of freaky. I don't think Dr. Milan knows. I know Lincoln watches me with an eagle eye, but he can't know for sure. If he did, he would eject my ass from the ship with the rest of the failed hybrids. But god damn, the money is good. I earned my year's salary by sending some info to Black Star Industries. My contact gave me more money than I could conceive for leaking one report. One. I met the guy while I was on leave. He was a smug dickhead who somehow knew what I did, and then he flashed the cash. I've got no loyalties to the company. Good on you. That's how you should be. And I know how Dr. Milan treats loyal staff. That guy can turn on a dime, and when it suits him. I've heard of weird shit going on down in the decks below, and Seed has me feeling it will be soon time to get the hell out of Dodge, pronto. One or two more reports might just give me what I need. Nobody knows about my little acts of espionage, but who would care? The ship is falling apart. Some of those fucked up things that Beckman and Milan made are on the prowl. I stashed away my cash as soon as I heard things were going wrong. But money ain't going to make a spit's worth of difference if we all get killed. Milan's taking all of this way too calmly. Actually, I would say he's enjoying all this. He came to the lab this morning. He still makes us all report to the lab, and was grinning the whole damn time. His eyes all red like he was coming down from a high. That guy does not need drugs for a high. His general fucked upness is what he rides, and it was me thinking Beckman was the crazy one. It's just us. Oh god, not even Beckman's around now. Charlotte was dragged away to the labs a few days ago. We were sealed off from the other decks. I reckon it's only a matter of time before Milan decides to do something about me too. I've been living on this ship for years. I know about hidden passageways that even Milan doesn't know about. I'll get over to the communications array and let off a signal. Hopefully they'll get to us before Dr. Milan finds out. Wasn't any notes on your PDA, right? Nope. Oh, there's whatever that number is, but I don't think it's actually important. Not at the moment. Okay, see if we can't get out this way. There's something over there as well. Now, it had a picture of shooting one of these. No, we can't interact with these. Just with this one. I use a defibrillator on it.
Try to make it fit, but it may break.
Hanging wires. Okay. There's a power pad there.
I don't think this will fit. I don't think that'll work. I think that would break.
No. Okay. What's this? Platform. Maybe we can follow behind it? It'll take some schmoovin'. A sink. I accidentally clicked that. Okay, we might be able to electrocute this thing then. A stainless steel sink stands out after the successful levels of hell you've traversed. It's equipped with a variety of cleaning agents that are presumably safe for the skin. There's a sink up there too. But that platform is what I'm after. Can we shove anything into the sink? No. What about this?
I think that'll just break it.
Yeah, I think, but that's kind of the point, John. So we've got storage crates. Alright, let's go have a look at the birthing stuff again. I don't know what to do with this information, honestly. Defibrillator.
I can't see it working like that. It doesn't work like that.
Are you sure? Have you tried?
These women must have families and lives.
You can't do anything for them now. Soon this ship will run out of oxygen. They won't be in pain for much longer.
A second in this place is more torture than anyone should bear.
Okay, maybe we have to interact with all of them first.
I'm here to help. I'm gonna help you. Just close your eyes.
What did she give me? A bandage. Okay. That might be good for clogging up the sink.
Don't worry. I'm here. I'm gonna help you. Soon you'll be out of here. This is just a bad dream.
Alright, let's try using the bandage on the sink then. Yeah, that seems to be doing what I hope it does. And sink. Hey, look at that. Now, spilled water. So hopefully I should be able to go behind this as it goes back across the water and hit it with the defibrillator. We'll have to time it. Okay. Okay, we'll hit it as it's coming back then. I kind of expect John to run out into the middle of the hallway. Perfect, killed it. Okay, sparking has stopped. Deactivated sentry robots. What do you got for me?
Easy does it. God, I just hate it. Got it.
Oh, I got something. Not 100% sure what. Black Void. The shapeless maw of the unlit void. Cool. Twisted metal. Okay. Can't go anywhere that way. There is an elevator platform. And we can raise it up. I don't know what the security thing is. Power pad.
Warning. The oxygen atmosphere generating system is no longer functioning. Product failure is imminent.
Okay, we've got another sink.
Notice. Man maneuvering unit is awaiting input and instructions.
Okay, the airlock is locked. Yeah? Yeah. Standing on this does something. Not sure what. Hey, can we walk through this? No. Okay. Oh, you know what? We can probably pry open those battery tubes now. Power cells. With our lever-like metal.
Maybe if it...
No?
No, that won't work. That's just crazy. Although... no, crazy. That's just crazy.
Just crazy, okay.
Although...
Not on this power pad thing. Seems like the type of thing where you step on it and it powers something.
That's just crazy.
It is crazy. Well, I want you to do it. Okay, what else do we have? What if we just broke the sink? Where this elevator works.
I don't think this will fit.
Oh, come on. You don't know.
I don't think that'll work.
No?
I don't think that'll work. That's just crazy. Although...
Okay, I have to do something with this power stuff. Use this on the deactivated. Nope. Ridiculous. Absolutely insane. Alright, let's go back to the birthing lab.
That's just crazy.
That was worth a shot.
Maybe. No, that won't work. Maybe if it... No, that won't work.
What am I supposed to see with this? Am I missing anything else? Nutrient tubes.
This isn't gonna work.
Does this computer terminal have anything on it? No, that was just the project seed logs. Portal windows, maybe? Break
I don't
them?
know what I was thinking there.
I was thinking you could shoot it. High temperature slug gun. And once again, a power cell. I just simply don't know how to deal with this or what it's for.
That's just crazy. Although... it doesn't work like that.
Are you sure? Actually, I can't tell if you can actually interact with anything. No, because as you go off... Ooh, liquid nitrogen canister. That's slightly different. Give me that. Okay. What can we do with some liquid nitrogen then?
This isn't gonna work.
Okay, it doesn't combine with that. Maybe liquid nitrogen on the power cell?
Doesn't work like that.
Well, I don't know, John. Don't you get snippy with me.
I don't think this will fit.
Maybe we activate the power pad, then freeze it with liquid nitrogen?
Maybe. No.
Like we could freeze it in place or something.
This isn't gonna work.
Maybe once it's overflowed. Maybe we're able to take the bandage back out of the sink. Able to interact with it again. The dirty bandage clogs up the steel stain of the drink. Of the sink, sorry.
I think that'll just break it. I think that'll just break it.
I'm gonna do something with these power cells.
I think that'll just break it.
What am I possibly missing? Mist. Find mist rays down, anointing bodies of the women below. Okay, can we use liquid nitrogen on the mist?
No. Crazy.
Crazy. Completely impossible. Inconceivable. Why would you think of that?
I don't know what I was thinking there.
Can't like combine the gun with the liquid nitrogen or anything.
These don't go well together. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Okay, there's nothing like a clue on that. There's the post-it note that's on this terminal, right? It has this little seed card. And it's shooting the nitrogen. Okay. Or is that a power cell? I can't tell. Is the zigzag for the letter N or the zigzag for an electric thingy? Anything on this terminal? At all? No, it just tells me it's powered. Oh, what's that say? Slug guns operator manual. Stand on a power pad. I think that's what it's saying. Okay, let's give that a shot. We stand on the power pad, can we shoot stuff with it? That's activated.
Maybe? No. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Maybe the nitrogen canister on top of that
that'll
one?
just break it.
Well, the only other power pad we have is this one. Shoot the airlock? Yes, we're shooting the airlock. Okay. That didn't do anything. But we put the liquid nitrogen by the airlock. Like an actually insane person. We're going to shoot the airlock. Yeah, I guess we are. We did it. We did it. Okay. Hybrid. It has fallen from the operating table, only to crawl around in the aimless, pure regeneration. No doubt delirious. Strapped down hybrid. A frighteningly thin creature, courtesy of Kane Corporation. It's moving, but seems to be unaware of surroundings, or simply could have accepted its fate. Conjoined hybrid fused at the spine. It appears immobile, but its heads frequently scan the room. Healthy organism. Creature strains at its bindings. It seems healthy, though judging by the fury in its eyes, it's far from pleased. Emaciated, starving organism. This body is wasted away to little more than sinew. Tiny hybrid. It is tiny, clinging to life only by the finest thread. It's not a pleasant sight to watch something so small on the fine line between life and death. Both bodies barely show sign of life. Fluid drainage. And fluid drainage. What else? We've got some machinery, some plastic sheeting. Like it's actually going to help at all. But we do have a terminal. Birth reports. Subject 82509, Lana. Subject's host, Tara McCormick, First Lieutenant, Marine Liaison. Subject observations. Rambunctious. Subject appears to have inherited her mother's powerful physical build and latent aggression. Lana has the makings of an excellent alpha female candidate. Recommendation: move Lana to a group cell, as isolation appears to promote irritability. Subject: Daryl. Subject's host: Willow Brody, nurse, medical deck. Subject observations: quiet but intelligent, attempted to pick the lock on his cell yesterday, but failed to escape. Excellent puzzle solving skills, and while not especially aggressive, has a strong build. A thinker, clearly. Subject: Frederick. Subject's host: Marie Maxwell, non-crew member, caterer from Phobos. Subject observations: subject shows little of his mother's solid frame, but is a superb hunter. Stalks and learns tactics by observing the others. Appears to be developing a strong tactical mind. Subject: Nay. Subject's host: Alan Makarachik, space tourist. Subject observations: one to watch, cunning, extraordinarily fast and dangerous, appears to prefer isolation as attempted peerings result in fatalities. Takes an alpha role, easily dominates the other novae, a definite candidate for Lana's mate. Damn. That hurt, didn't it? Well, that's where the wife ended up. I had a feeling that's where she would end up. I'm glad it wasn't the daughter that ended up like that. Well, so far, at least. Alright, what have we got? Mainframe computer, mainframe computer. Surprisingly antiquated considering the surrounding things, but appearances can be deceiving. Life support machinery. Terminals, coolant pipes, a glass wall. Alright. What have we got down here? Strapped down creature, and we got some PDAs as well.
Don't go any further. I'm warning you now.
How could you do this?
I do with my children as I see fit.
It's barbaric.
Spare me the pity of the righteous. Your daughter owes her life to me.
What do you know about Rebecca?
ARG was good on this ship, Mr. Marichek. Cancer, HIV, Ebola. I eliminated them all. Her life is mine to do with as I choose. Oh yes, I know about everything, Johnny boy. I know about your daughter and all about your wife. You are accountable.
Jan his signal, John. You need to hurry. We're close.
Alright, PDA. Dr. Milan, okay. The new year begins, the wheel turns, and the Grim Lake continues its lead to lead the vanguard of scientific discovery for all mankind. Yet I feel dissatisfied. Even as the peons who work under me celebrate the new year, I wonder why. Why would you celebrate such an asinine concept as the outdated Gregorian calendar on a ship that's currently swimming through the depths of space? The reason is clear: comfort. They fear the unknown, the alien, the impossible. I do not. I embrace the unforgiving cosmos with open arms. The problem with research we do is the humans doing it, constrained as they are by conscience, remorse, and sometimes even fear. We try to grasp the infinite and give it framework that ill-fits its cosmic splendor. This is my 10th year as Special Projects Director for Kane Corporation. Despite my discoveries and quests for knowledge, I'm held back at every turn by paperwork, moralizing scientists, and that group of degenerate toadies that I sit on the board with. If I were rid of them, then my word would be God. My word. Not the word of a corporation. Still, they have their uses. The research is funded by Kane, and the Groom Lake is kept running by the money and personnel they provide. But the time will come when all this changes, mark my words. I'm inundated with emails from all departments about inconsistencies with storage and contaminated samples. This grand masquerade is sometimes more tedious than it's actually worth. Worst of all was Dr. Way and that technician, Miss Callister, was it? I'd normally make short work of such troublemakers, but it hardly seems worthwhile. Troublemakers must be allowed to make trouble, because if they disappear that legitimizes their claims and somebody will always take up a fallen crusader's torch. Dr. Beckman's tendencies are becoming harder to restrain, and well aware of his shortcomings. The old man is as brilliant as he is deranged, yet manages to go about his work with a sociopathic glee. He's useful to have around. He has requested more bodies for seed, specifically more women who were recently pregnant. That is problematic, as we have few such women on board, and imports are not easy to come by. We may have to play this one under the radar. That fool, Dr. Gray, complained yet again about his beloved insects becoming more aggressive as a result of the power outages. So what? Let them spill out into the decks as far as I'm concerned. The importance of seed outranks the hydroponics project work by 1,000 to 1. I do like playing chess with Dr. Gray, of course. I win every time, a little fact he's unlikely to tell anyone, although he does seem quite happy to contact anyone who's interested with the opinion that he'd be the next best candidate for my job. Sebastian, you could not handle what I do. If you believe otherwise, then you're as great a fool as I imagine you to be. When the day that I foresee comes, your rotting corpse will be under my feet, and I will laugh. Dr. Williams is still under the delusion that I don't know about her personal research. Officially, it's illegal for staff to conduct their own research, but this is interesting. Recreating her dead lover in the form of a hybrid? How fascinating. If it works, I'll make use of it. If it doesn't, then it'll burn with the rest of the rejects. The woman is obsessed, and I know De Santos is playing no small part in feeding her delusions. I know her secret research won't cause me any problems, or I never would have allowed her on Project Seed. So it seems the contaminated waste from the corpse disposal overspill is contaminating the ship. It's causing fungal growth, or so my various drones tell me. The fungus is a riveting proposition though. While I'm angry at Dr. Beckman for terminating more subjects than strictly necessary, these unintended side effects are fascinating. I intimated as much to Dr. Gray, and of course he stoked his ego with hints of promotion and glory. He'll keep the fungus alive. The engineers want it destroyed, but I'm sure we can delay that. This experiment is becoming more engaging by the day, and I haven't had to lift a finger. So while they clog up my inbox with demands and Rome burns, I plan to play the violin. We are more secure here anyway, and this has a certain inevitability about it. I must record the daily developments as the experiment grows. It is as I foresaw, panic, destruction, and mayhem, and yet Seed continues apace. Once the fervour in the flame dies down, we'll sweep the decks of Detrius and repurpose all of it for my beautiful hybrid creations. No more growing plants for the good of humankind. God is no longer in the machine, my friend. I am God. My beautiful children have excelled themselves. They kill, they learn, they adapt. A primal species without any of the trappings of morality. It's their time now. They almost came to be once, many years ago, but were snuffed out by humanity, afraid of its natural successors. This systematic extermination was given a name, the Eugenics Wars. The public knew it as a corporate warfare. In truth, it was a coordinated genocide. Humanity wasn't ready for Professor Gurun's astounding discovery, and sought to destroy it. His work was not perfect, of course. That's where I came in. Spent most of my life as part of Kane, trying to access Professor Gurun's original work. Old Man Kane pushed me to the top because we shared an ideal, the utilization of science for the perfection of humanity. Where we differed were the methods by which this was to be achieved. Not that he had much more to say after I held that pillow to his face as he lay in his hospital bed, all for a higher purpose. Our creation of our species from raw subjects will become impossible now that the crew are dead, dying or unclean. But that's hardly an issue. Any subjects who are flawed or imperfect have been turned into fertilizer that will nurture the perfection of the surviving race. Now the challenge is moving the Groom Lake out of range of any other ships. No one can be allowed to escape the ship alive. Any good, strong survivors will become members of the new race. I am their creator, I control, I transcend. DeSantos, I'm so very disappointed in you. A distress signal? I thought you were of one mind here in Seed. I'll castrate and destroy you for this betrayal. Your flawed body is hardly worthy of becoming one of my children. But for now, I must turn off this accursed signal. You cannot hide from me, Marvin, you drug-peddling little fuck. Okay, so there's a distress signal. Robert Lincoln. Been reassigned to investigate the disappearance and murder of 2 scientists in the employ of Dr. Milan. A strange matter to be sure. I've been observing the movements of some of these earkids and can't say I'm too impressed. Doesn't anybody around here record their comings or goings, or make any notes? There is no traditional organisation in the department whatsoever. Project Seed answers to nobody. This I know, but I thought these scientific types always made notes. Not that I care about admin, but I very much care about finding out who's selling weapon-grade secrets. Industrial secrets are a matter of life and death, especially death in this case. My investigation will be thorough, and no stone will be left unturned. The staff here are strange, and in fact I say a lot of them are even crazy, but I couldn't care less about that. I just want names and answers. Okay, coughing is over. I got this job because I get things done, not because of my warm and caring personality. At the moment, people are taking umbrage to my investigation, that security is a constant and essential part of shipboard life, especially when we're talking about industrial espionage. I'm not sure where the 2 missing scientists are, but it seems, based on modified records I've found, that they were killed and ejected into space. Any other man would assume that these 2 were the criminals, but I don't buy that. As far as suspects go, I've ruled out Charlotte Williams and Marvin DeSantos. Charlotte, because she doesn't know where she is half the time, and DeSantos because he's just a smirking shit for brains. I'm confident that he's involved in drug dealing, and I'll give him this. He is cautious and acts like he's a real ladies' man, but I know the truth. I've seen him rejected repeatedly at the bar. Since July, I've had to operate under the pretense that I'm an assistant. It's lucky that in my career I had some emergency room experience. The only other person who knows about my true purpose here is Dr. Milan. Well, shit, okay. He's been encouraging. He constantly supplies me with information that I require for my investigation, and at times is a little over-helpful. Still, he seems honest enough. For the record, I'm well aware of the kind of man Dr. Milan is. I've seen his experiments with my own eyes. I've seen what happens when the bodies are disposed of in the burning fires of the furnaces. But he does what's required to justify the means. There are few men in this world who will do what has to be done. For that, I admire him. He told me to watch over Dr. Williams' experiments. It seems they're unofficial, and although I'm prepared to report to Kane to have her removed from her position, Dr. Milan immediately overrode my request. I respect him, but to be honest, I don't like having my authority overruled. Beckman, of all people, was sniffing around today. Seems the old psychopath suddenly became curious. I asked Dr. Milan for further instructions, and he told me to incapacitate the old man. This I did, A shame I had to break the old guy's kneecaps. Honestly, I was hoping to slit his throat, but Dr. Milan insisted that he remain alive. Alive and in pain, unable to move. I'm revising my earlier opinion of that DeSantos character. I think he's a pathetic little shit, but now I believe he was partly responsible for some of the stolen information. He strikes me as an amateur put up to this by an outside agent. I'll deal with DeSantos soon, but first I've got to monitor his movements. Make one move, pal, and I'll have you. Dr. Milan has earmarked me for one of his experiments. I know this because when I attempted to leave the ship to report to Kane Corp, I discovered that my access was restricted and blocked. I came back to my quarters and found Milan waiting here. He was waiting with two of those hellish critters that he's created. I'm not squeamish, but those things make me nauseous. I'm currently awaiting what he calls processing. I suppose at this stage I should make peace with God. I've killed many men in my life, and I'll never say that I feel remorse for it. I won't give Dr. Milan the satisfaction of hearing me pray for mercy. My last notes on this affair are that Dr. Milan himself is at the heart of the events aboard this ship. I was blind to it. I refused to believe that he was capable of creating such devastation. I always thought that scientists like control, but Milan breaks all the rules as far as science is concerned. The leaked information, the fungal growth, the missing scientists. I'm beginning to suspect that he even knew DeSantos was actually selling intelligence and may have fed him the information to sell. To what end, I don't know. I suspect it was because DeSantos kept Beckman drugged to the eyeballs with whatever powerful stimulants he happened to have, so Beckman could continue his work. I can hear the machines being turned on. I welcome my fate. At least I know that I did my job for Kane Corp. Awful. Absolutely awful. You bloody corporate bootlicker. Alright, we're taking your power cells. Mechanical unity housing awaits a replacement power cell. Oh, they need power cells. Okay.
I can try to make it fit, but it may break. It doesn't work like that.
This creature squirms in its medical restraints, great black eyes and a sunken grey face. Malice. Cool. Alright, what am I doing here? That needs a power cell, that needs a power cell, and that needs a power cell. Is there anything with this glass wall that I can do? Oh? We can look at it. Observation walls stained top to bottom with an unpleasant array of sticky dried substance. No. Okay. What if we hit the column
Try to
pipes?
make it fit, but it may break.
Ah. Wait, what's that? It's the open power cell housing again, isn't it? So I need those power cells, I just need to figure out how to get them out of the floor.
I can't see it working like that. Maybe? No.
We don't have the defibrillator anymore, do we? No, okay. Okay, we need to figure out how to do this. Don't get exactly what I'm looking at here. Maybe there's another note on the computer somewhere. Like on this terminal. Is there anything? No, not there. Fluid drainage. Strange black goop from the birthing table stops the drainage. And these women are still alive. Okay. Looks like it needs a key or something.
I can try to make it fit, but it may break.
And once again, there's another power cell here. Nothing there. No. Looking for the little notes on these computer terminals. Little post-it notes. It just says readout screens. Nothing particularly important on that. Might have to look this one up. I feel like I'm just missing something very simple on how to make this, or how to access these power cells. Terminal. Any notes on this? No. No, that's just finding out your wife has been used as a test subject. And I don't think there's anything else here, unless we can start whacking stuff with this.
These don't go well together.
You don't know that.
These don't go well together. I can try to make it fit, but it may break.
Alright, time to look up the walkthrough real quick. I don't know what the hell Google Chrome journeys are, but I hate them. Stop fucking with my search results. Just need to figure out what to do with these power cells. Otherwise I'm going to be slamming my head against something for hours on the end. Okay, get the Queen Pincer, done that. High temperature slug gun. Bone mending glue. Okay, hang on. Let's grab that then to start off. Apparently it's a pixel hunt. Yeah. Yeah, boy, that does not stand out at all. Okay. Okay, pixel hunting for bone mending glue. And you've done whatever you choose to do. Use the elevator, go to low level, go to the mutagen laboratory. Okay. We're using glue to make a key mold for the power cell casing. It's a bit much, but okay, let's go. Okay, we want the bone mending glue on the power cell. Now we combine this with this. Power cell housing key. And now we unlock it. Hey, look at that. And now we just take the power cell. Damn, sorry you're still alive, buddy, but you'll die shortly. Now we go get the power cells from all of these places.
Power cell will result in power interruptions in areas adjacent to this node.
Okay. How about I take it? And now the birthing lab. Where we know there's a third one. And we do all these creatures a favour by eating them.
Power cell may result in subject termination and/or equipment failure.
Just breathing enough. See if I wake up from this.
Okay, we're auto-saving,
Go to sleep. My baby. Don't worry.
Security muted. Unauthorized activity in the restricted zone. Security command control notified.
Alright. Let's move it. Man, that's rough. Alright. Power cell. fixing its life bar. Kind of. I don't actually know exactly what we're doing to this guy. Surgical laser. Okay. Okay, well, it's dead now. The smell of freshly spilled blood and guts fills the air. The creature has been cut raggedly in half. Oh wow, that's a real high-powered laser. Okay. No, we're just destroying everything. Cool. Cool. We are outies.
Warning. The environmental control and life support system has been compromised. Please report to the visitor center for further instructions.
Melted pieces of glass lay among the other splintered remains. I don't think there's much here. I think we're just moving. Yeah, no, I can't examine anything.
Abnormal neural activity detected.
You think? Okay, heavy duty decontamination door. Once again, another door we can't get past. Animal testing mask zone that we can get through. Alright. Dead hybrid, dead hybrid, dead hybrid. It's propped up against the bars of its tiny prison, surrounded by similarly small cages. Okay. More corpses for the incinerator. Does heaven have a place for a creature that was created in hell? Oh.
Restaurants on levels 2 and 3 are now closed.
Okay, that spooked me a little. An empty cage. Oh, we can't use it for anything here. Okay. Can we get through? Oh, we can go through here. Okay. Viewing portals. For the dispassionate scientists of Project Seed. Alright. You have other things to worry about, John. I'll be quite frank. Your daughter's still in cargo somewhere, right? These corpses, frozen in fear as gas crept in insidiously through the vents, now lie still, twisted in agony. A mass of creatures, human and hybrid, huddled together in their final goodbyes. Some fought for a way out, others held each other near the end as the gas pulled in. Mass of creatures, yeah, same stuff. Chamber was constructed with express purpose of filling it with a containable noxious gas. Okay, so they all just got gassed to death. Hello, Milan. What do you got planned for me, huh? So we just had to really witness more of the horrors that he's committed. All I need is one bullet. One bullet. I do have an empty, unloaded gun. I've played enough Disco Elysium to know that one bullet is perfectly enough.
I know why you're here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bullshit!
Listen, Milan.
Dr. Malan.
Let's discuss this rationally.
Enough! I'll see you soon, Miss Ainsley. Give my regards to Olivia.
Mr. Maracek, you sneaky bastard. Not to worry, I can speed up this little family reunion.
What have you done with Rebecca?
She's right, yeah.
Did a fucking Stargate?
Rebecca!
You took away my life's work, Mr. Maracek. Now let me return the favor. Cage 7 open. Enjoy the show. I'm off to deal with Judas.
Okay, John's PDT. Okay, we got that back. IV tubing, door, cycling drain. Victor plays in the room, clearly unaware of how close you are.
Hybrid detected in Bavarian 14.
Rebecca, no! Rebecca, run! Kill me! Take me! Rebecca! Rebecca, no! Rebecca, run! Kill me! Take me! Rebecca! Rebecca!
John, I understand you're emotional.
Yeah?
Still get Ellen. We can save her. You need to put your daughter's DNA into the scanner.
I'm living in a nightmare. I can't do this. I just can't do this.
You don't have a choice. Milan is a monster. We need to find Ellen. You need to put Rebecca's blood into the scanner. Now!
Okay. Can't seem to combine it, I just have to use it. What else is up here? Oh, they've got a leather chair. Got some nice rugs as well. There we go. That's a bit of an awkward placement.
Scanning. Can you get out of there?
Dispose of biological material for processing at recycling station 0314.
Recycling drain.
Sleep now, my angel.
Oof, ouch, ouchie, ouch. Oof. Oh, cool. More human soup. Walkway. Damn, son. Nice jump. Alright.
John? Are you there?
Yes.
I found her. Your wife is in the military wing. I'm on my way there.
Biological tissue was burnt beyond recognition. Caustic cesspit swirls around the tank, occasionally bumping or burping a sulfuric stench into the ear. Dead body in a hazmat suit. Dwayne H. Jones, drainage service technician, level 3. Abandonment. No feeling like it. Betrayal. Is another one that cuts deep. To be betrayed and abandoned by your own family? Well, fuck, what can I say? It's been 10 years since Maggie put my name into the Progressive Assisted Selected Suicide Lottery for $10,000 cash from the government. No question asked. They said it was a fantastic deal, all that cash and only a super slim chance that my name would be selected. The state wins in the long run, with one less welfare case, and my family gets a cash bonus. Did I have a say in this? No. So April 15 rolls along and bam, just my luck. My name is picked along with a few thousand other unlucky bastards. I did the only thing I could. The only thing I ever really done. Ran. I joined Kane Corporation and headed as far away from my blood-sucking wife as possible. I've worked my way up the ranks here. Level 3 gets me unlimited seed access, which means I clean up some weird and disgusting shit, but at least nobody talks to me or asks questions. So that suits me just fine. Who cares? At least I'm alive and kicking, master of my own destiny. Keeping that in mind, I've been stuck in this room for a few days now with only the dead as company. Nobody is looking for me. But at least the bodies have stopped falling into acid vats. That green goo is my way out to a better place. A sip of that shit and I'll be assisting my own goddamn suicide. To anybody reading this, please pass this message on to my wife. Fuck you, Maggie. I'm sorry, assisted suicide lottery? Okay. Sure. Give me a hazmat suit. What's that? A glove. Teflon fingers. Okay. So we can touch something if we need to. Acid. And we've got a terminal there.
Okay, I'm in the military wing. It's dark. No lights.
Keep your head down and stay away from the walls. And listen, you'll hear him before you see him.
Yes, okay. Okay.
Hazmat glove full of acid. Okay, if I can melt that quick, then I mean really crawling through that afterwards is stupid.
Too close. That was too goddamn close.
Calm yourself. Panic and you won't make it. Focus. Breathe.
I miss my gun. Nice and loud.
Tia, come in.
I can hear you. I made it. I'm in a storage locker. I don't think they saw me. I'll contact you when I'm clear.
I'll be waiting.
Okay. A foul-smelling mountain of human flesh crawls with several post-mortem insects.
Experienced a critical failure. Report to the visitor center for immediate evacuation.
Okay, cleaner, waiter. Ooh, a prosthetic arm. Okay. Yoink. Oh look, he's crawling about. Okay, that door's buggered. It's human remains. It's a power box that needs something done to it. But now it's insulated, so We can touch it.
I'm in the limb regeneration lab. There are arms, legs.
One step at a time. How close are you to Ellen?
She's in a storage bay. 2 floors up. I'm close.
Door, are you okay? I don't particularly have anything else. Okay, we just got a bunch of corpses in here. Ah, cogs. And we should be able to tangle it with our...
No. Crazy.
No, okay, we need something else.
It doesn't work like that.
Okay, corpse. Looking for something to jam those cogs. And I can't take the arm back or anything. It's used up. I can't go back down. Ah! The child-sized carcass appears soft and deflated, brittle bones protrude, piercing the translucent skin at odd angles. Alright, into the gears. Into the cogs. Hybrid intestines, okay. Now we're thinking with guts. Okay, there's a power pad.
Almost at the hangar.
Okay.
John, I need to explain the situation.
Well, Miss Hensley. And it looks like you've brought our friend along.
Milan! Sam!
Alright, computer terminal for use by the supervising engineer, a corpse, PDA. I try real hard not to think any less of Scotty, but I swear the boy ain't got a curing bone in his body. Plus, I bet he don't know what those big words he uses mean. I mean, he's always hinting that when we're back home we can be partners in business. I got myself a job on a damn spaceship. Does he reckon I need help getting a job? Back before rapid transport system was running through the Grim Lake, folks used to get around on these really slow transport pods. I found one, tucked behind a pile of storage crates. Been working on it for maybe a month now. I reckon I can get it working. Scotty played an April Fool's joke on me, dumped some water on me while I was working on the pod. Accidentally cut him real bad with a wrench. Anyway, I'm going to play a little joke on him and set his favourite book on fire. But not today, sometime when he won't expect it. That's not a prank. It's a fucking fire. Pod's coming along great, a couple more months, and maybe I can test it out. My kid brother, Judd, would be so proud. He used to help me work on cars all the time. One time, we was fixing the brakes on this old clunker when one of the jacks broke. I know he's in a better place now, but I still feel bad. I pray about it every day, and I know that God knows I didn't mean to do it. I promise to him that I'm not trying not to be so angry anymore. Oh, that's rough. All finished. Had to get some parts printed with the nanite machine, but I'm sure Stefan didn't mind much. Can't wait to try it out. Scotty says the pod won't work and that I'll get into trouble for it. Who the hell does he think he is? I mean, sure it'll work, I ain't stupid. It's getting real hard to breathe and just pray about stuff. People like Scotty. God lets them live for some reason or another. Albert noticed some strange mushroom stuff growing all over engineering today. Guess we're gonna have to get cleaning. Good news and bad news, we had to scrub like mama on laundry day, so the gunk is just about gone. Bad news is, it's all over the damn place. Scotty has been really nice since I burned that book of his. Scotty's nicer every day. The Bible said he'd change if I was nice to him, and look what happened. A little bit of bread goes a long way in the house of God. Damn, this ain't good. The ship's on level 7 lockdown. Looks like we're going to get real familiar with one another down here. Folks must have got mighty hungry. Screams are echoing everywhere. Scotty and me are going to lock down engineering, shut down the baskets, and close the umbilical bridge. Keep them away from the twins. It's Judd all over. I swear I didn't mean to. I couldn't get Scotty to shut it and stop making a ruckus. I just wanted him to shut up. I swear I didn't push too hard, but for God's sake, he was being so damn loud. It just gets to where a guy can't take it no more. He thought he was better than that me all along. Well, he's dead now. He's staring at me. Got to tuck him away somewhere. I hear him. He's been laughing, crying, cracking jokes. He won't stop. Can't get him to stop. Folks say I can fix just about everything with a screwdriver. Already fixed Scotty. Already fixed Judd. God wants us to fix folks up when they're broken. Can I fix me? Okay, so where's your screwdriver? Alright, test database. Database incomplete. Okay. Attempting to fix pod terminal. Think I got it working. Sorter. Backspace don't work like... Backspace don't work. Still can't do much but make entries. On. Open. How do I access the other functions? System notification failed to complete transmission. Path, fuck you, you ain't a goddamn radio is invalid, or a recipient is currently offline. Database incomplete. Terminal now recognizes the pod. Pod door hydraulics can be accessed but not opened. Pod is ready to roll. Terminal works well enough but cannot erase test posts. Maintenance pod open. If I stand on this, what happens? Refrigerator? Maintenance pod. Oh, we'll just get into it. Oh wait, that's the current location. Whoops. Yeah, yep. Every engineer has their own UI, and they all suffer. Alright, let's check the disposal area.
These creatures are following their base instincts. Breeding, eating.
This is the final boarding call for Chelsea Bean and Parasay Sushi. Please proceed to gate 9 immediately.
Alright, I'm gonna save here for tonight. Save, save, save. I actually thought we would grab the daughter and get out of here, but no, this seems to be going on a bit longer than I originally thought. So we will come back to this on Thursday, which is fine, I guess, because otherwise I'd have to find something else for Thursday. We made good progress. I'm happy with that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for more Sly 2. Bye bye.